With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got,
Welcome,
don't hold
everybody.
it back.
If you don't already, make sure that you get yourself on the
Well,
planner.
I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high to bring me down. Can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high to bring me down. Can't none bring me down. I said, because I'm
All right, everyone. Hello, hello, Bug Out family. I am your
Hello.
coach, Melanie Peralta. I'm so happy to be with you guys. Welcome to day one. All right, we are in for a ride. We are in for a journey together. And if you're a little scared, if you're a little nervous, drop a one in the chat so you know that you're not alone in this. I know there's a bunch of you guys who are probably feeling some nerves about this process. Let's see who's feeling some nerves on this.
Me.
Very nervous. Hi, Sylvia.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
All right, you guys, I do want to see how many of you guys have done a cleanse like this before, or specifically this cleanse. Drop a 2 in the chat if you've done a parasite cleanse, this cleanse, or a very similar cleanse. Drop a 2 in the chat if you are familiar with Cleanse Life. Okay. See, we got a couple 2s in the chat. Okay, we got a lot of 2s going on. All right, awesome. We got Heather, Angela. We have a couple people who are in our beta round 1. Welcome back, you guys. It's so great to see all of you back in here. Cleanse version here from Virgin here from Lawson. Okay, don't worry. We're gonna make sure that you are beautifully taken care of and that you have all the information that you need to move forward in this confidently and honestly just alongside each other. Sometimes Cleanse Life can feel very much you can feel very much alone on the journey, especially if in your world and in your everyday life, you're the crazy parasite cleansing person and nobody understands why you're doing this or why you're not having sugar or dairy or any of those things. So you have a community here to support you throughout the entire journey. Don't worry. You in a place to turn your camera on. We'd love to see you. Yes, absolutely. We love seeing your face. We'd love to have you as engaged as possible. All right, let me actually put my view on gallery view so I can see all of your beautiful faces. Okay, all right. Kim will be joining us shortly, but before we dive into the contents of everything, I just want to do an introduction. My name is Melanie Peralta. I am your cleanse coach. Oh, Kimmy's here. Hi, Kimmy. Everybody show Kim some love in the chat.
Hi, sorry I was late.
It's okay. We know you got all the Worm Queen duties. It's okay, Kim. Actually, Kim, if you want to kick us off and do a quick little warm welcome intro, I'll give it to you right now.
No, you go first, Mel. You go
Okay.
first. Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right. So, like I was saying, you guys, my name is Melanie Peralta. I will be your cleanse coach throughout this entire journey. I've been coaching for almost 10 years now. I'm actually a coach for Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. I've been in the personal development space for a long time. And through my journey, as I've been evolving just as a mother and a daughter and an entrepreneur, my biggest thing has been my health and wellness. A lot of people, when they follow me on Instagram, they think I'm a wellness coach because I talk about it so much, but I'm actually a mindset coach outside of all of my wellness things. But I'm so passionate about wellness because this vessel is it's the vessel that carries our purpose. And when we're out here trying to play the roles, mother, daughter, career, student, whatever it is, wife, husband, we don't realize how much our wellness is actually getting in the way of our mindset. It's actually getting in the way of some of our goals and our dreams and our aspirations and just our regular daily life. So for me, wellness became a huge, huge part of my journey. I eventually came across parasite cleansing and found Kim and Rogers Head Apothecary and had my own cleanse, and it transformed me so deeply. So one of the things that I'm so excited for you guys is, yes, you are absolutely going to make changes to your body. You're going to be detoxing your vessel on a deep level, but even further than that, you're going to be evolving as a person. You're going to be shifting habits. You're going to be changing qualities and characteristics. You're going to be shedding layers of yourself that no longer serve you throughout this entire process. So this is a full, holistic, full body, inside and out, true transformation. I'm excited for you guys to get to the end of this. If for those of you who this is your first time, or or if you've done it before, you know that it's usually not just one cleanse. It becomes a part of your lifestyle. So we're really excited to join this journey with you and just kind of bring some of the human aspects to your cleansing process. One of those things just being, I don't know what to eat for the next 30 days. Those are really simple things that sometimes can stop you from being successful in this. And that's just such a human thing, to not know what to eat 3 meals a day when you do have somewhat of a restricted diet. So we're going to dive into all of the layers with you guys. Kim is going to give you all of the information that you need, including all the information that you need about the products themselves, to feel really confident throughout this process. So I'm going to kick it off to Kim. Kim, go ahead and say your warm welcomes to everybody.
Well, hi everyone. I'm so glad you're all here and you're starting this journey, because it is a journey. You may or may not see worms, but you definitely will start to feel better at the end of this. So that's the purpose, not necessarily always seeing things. And you do have to be a digger to see everything. It just doesn't always magically appear at the top of the toilet. But, we're here to support you guys. There's a lot of different angles that you can look at when it comes to this. The first part of your cleansing journey is really to make you feel better versus being so involved in changing your food and changing everything all at once. Sometimes that's even more overwhelming than if you just actually do one thing at a time, and everything will start to kind of come with it. So I noticed there was some comments in the chat about the food and also what you can eat. Just do your best. We have a guide that is really just a guide, but it's the eating as clean as possible, making sure you're cleaning your produce, making sure you're eating the food that is the cleanest during this, and not getting so hyper aware of it, but just being aware. And so it's important because those changes are going to come as you start to remove some of these toxins. We are very bombarded with environmental toxins every day. And so it's not healthy to sit and be like, I have to do this all day long every day. We're trying to teach our bodies to be proactive instead of being reactive, which is what we all are right now. We've all been somewhat indoctrinated into this medicine that we have to be a reactive environment or a reactive society, but we need to be proactive. And that's what you're doing here. So give yourself a lot of grace. This is a journey of ups and downs and die-offs and food issues, and being self-aware and keeping your nervous system as calm as possible, because they've hijacked our nervous system, they've hijacked our body, they've hijacked our lymphatic system. So really utilizing this community with each other. These are going to be bonds because you don't really have a lot of people to talk about this with. and it's a huge part of our life. And so we want to show ourselves as well as the people around us that this is a lifestyle change that's worth the time.
Beautiful. Thank you, Kim.
Mhm.
Kim's going to be diving into the pre-cleanse protocol and really how to support yourself best throughout this process for the pre-cleanse. She's going to go over something that we call the 3 Ps towards the end of the call. But before we get to that part, I do, like I said earlier, I want to make sure that all of you guys have your bug out planners. This planner really is going to be one of your greatest allies throughout this process. I want to give you a little run through of the planner itself, and then we'll actually dive into a quick activity with each other. So obviously in the beginning is the table of contents. We are embarking on a 6-week journey with each other, you guys, from pre-cleanse to post-cleanse. So this week we'll be doing the Gutty protocol for 3 days. We'll do 4 days off, and then we'll start the tinctures next week for 30 days. And then our 6th week will be the post-cleanse. That's going to be where we're setting you up for success on how to integrate back into everyday life after cleansing. Because if you do what I did, you'll make a big mistake and you'll just go and eat all the things that you sacrificed for the past 5 weeks. And then to a degree, it really does your body a huge disservice to jump right back into all of those things after you spent so much time and TLC to get rid of those things out of your body so that you can really feel the benefits of that. So we'll dive into integration back into regular life post cleanse later on. So table of contents up here, you'll notice there's a track your symptoms sheet in the beginning. This is going to be really, really crucial. You are going to be developing such a deep relationship with your body throughout this process. Your body is going to be speaking to you in so many different ways. And the most important thing that you can do throughout this process is listen to your body. It might be doing some really funky things that you've never experienced before. And you might notice that just in the beginning. Or you might notice that maybe if you're just dehydrated or if your detox pathways aren't open enough, which again, we'll dive into all of those things. But it's going to be really, really important for you to make sure that you are tracking your symptoms throughout this entire process to the best of your ability so that you're really aware of what your body is trying to say to you as you are detoxing. So we'll have a week 1, week 2, week 3. We'll have a little worksheet for every single week. We'll dive into the activity of this one. But before we do that, up top, you'll see what's called an energy check-in. You'll always want to notice where you're at. Again, you are learning yourself. You're learning what works for you. You're learning what doesn't. Everybody's body reacts different to this. You might do things that give you so much energy, and then you might do something that actually really drains you. So you'll want to take note of your energy levels, your mood, and even your sleep quality. Sometimes as you're cleansing, your sleep can be interrupted. There's some funny things that can be happening while you're trying to rest. Parasites, they are nocturnal, so they're up in the nighttime, and sometimes they can keep you up. Again, Kim will dive into all of those details throughout the program, and there will be Q&A time throughout the program as well. So you'll always have your energy check-ins at the very, very top. You'll also notice there's always going to be a coach's note here in your planner as well. This week, we encourage you to take before photos. So we definitely encourage you, if you have just even before photos of your full body, or if you have a certain area where your skin is, you're wanting to clear up, or if you just have a certain area where you're wanting to see the benefits or you're wanting to see any shifts or changes, definitely take some before photos, share those in the Facebook group. Carly, have we added them to the Facebook group yet? Okay, awesome. So if you guys aren't in the Facebook group is the place to share all of your photos. We want to do our best to keep the photos out of the Signal chat, especially if they're like wormy photos. We want to make sure we're not putting anything in the chat that is unwelcome. Somebody wakes up, open the chat, and then they see something crazy in there. We keep the crazy stuff for the Facebook groups. when you get into the Facebook group, you know what you're getting into. So all of your photos, feel free to share those in the Facebook group. Definitely take before and afters. So we'll always have a weekly worksheet, and then every single week you have a symptom tracker. You have a symptom tracker for every week, and then you have a weekly reflection sheet for every single week. This is the physical and the mental and emotional and energetic. Again, you are going to change so much as a human throughout this process. You're going to have wins. You might have challenges. You're going to have to go through times of making adjustments. A lot of people experience a lot of emotional changes throughout their cleansing process as well. Don't worry, you're not going crazy. This is a part of the cleanse journey, not to worry at all. And then you'll also be able to put on here the very last one, that which is one of my favorite prompts on the reflection sheet, is what I learned about myself this week. Sometimes you'll realize I'm actually a bit more disciplined than I thought I was. I'm actually a lot more devoted, and I've been really, really consistent. You may learn some really new things of what you're actually capable of that you may have doubted about yourself before, especially when it comes to the commitment aspect of this process. So utilize your planner as much as possible. Again, it is your greatest ally throughout this, other than each other in this community, of course. All right, you guys. So with that being said, diving into the very first week 1 pre-cleanse preparation, aside from preparing yourselves physically, we always want to prepare ourselves mentally as well. Throughout this process, there's going to be life challenges, there's going to be hurdles. Once we start taking the tinctures, sometimes schedules get involved, and all of the human things are going to show up throughout this process. But the one thing that is really going to help keep you anchored in your commitment and your devotion to making it to the end of this is your intention. Your why is always going to be the anchor that gets you back to your devotion to this cleanse. If you're just doing it just for, whatever, let's just try it out. It's easy to be loose about things, opposed to if your intention is, my intention is to learn my body at a deeper level and fully commit myself to living a healthier lifestyle. My intention is to revolutionize the way that I eat, change my diet completely, and to show my family what a healthy lifestyle really looks like. Whatever your intention is, we're going to take some time right now to not only write your intention, but to also write your goal, your main goal for the cleanse. So the difference between your intention and your goal, your intention is, why am I doing this? Why am I committing to a cleanse? What's the reason? What's the mental and emotional reason? What's the energetic and maybe even spiritual reason as to why I'm committing myself? What is my why for this? What's my intention? And then the goal is the what. What do I want to get out of this? What is my ideal outcome? So your intention is why you're committing to this, and your goal is what you really want to get out of this. So we're going to take about 5 minutes to give you some time to reflect on that and write that down, because that's going to be really, really important to anchor in while we get started for this process. So go ahead and take a few minutes for that. And if you don't have your planner, I can see Sylvia doesn't have hers yet. Feel free to write this on any other piece of paper or a journal that you have at home. guys. Feel free to drop some of your intentions in the chat. Also helps us in knowing how we can best support you as well. Okay, if you need a little bit more time, that's totally fine. Take all the time you need. Sarah says, I want to create habits that encourage long-term wellness. Yes, so that I can be present for my kids as they grow up. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Sarah. Gianna says, to heal my chronic eczema. That was actually a big goal of mine as too, Gianna. It has helped significantly. Lawson intentions to start a journey to taking control of my body, not just going with what Western medicine says, doing research as to what will benefit me and my family in the long run. Beautiful, Lawson. Thank you for that share. All right, you guys, I am going to give the mic back to Kim, but before we do that, I just want to remind you, your intentions may not always seem so significant, and your intentions might actually shift throughout this process. Again, you're going to learn a lot about yourself, but just remember, your intention is your anchor. There's a lot of adversities, micro adversities that show up throughout this process. Always come back to your why. Your why is going to keep you solid in your devotion and your commitment throughout this process. It is very, very important. And we see Alex said less external validation, more internal shifting of a dis-ease-free mind, body, and soul. Yes, Alex. Yes. So stay anchored into your intention. Again, allow your intention to shift as you are learning more about yourself throughout this process. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't stress too much. And Kim is going to support you right now in helping you set yourself up for success through the pre-cleanse protocol and then into taking the tinctures next week. So Kimmy, I'm going to pass this on to you. Go ahead and take it away.
So do you guys want to ask questions like verbally, or do you want to write them? Those are two ways that we can do questions as well. So because I know that some people don't like to talk and I'm a talker, so I don't want to just assume that you don't want to talk. And so you guys tell me what you would like during Q&A with me and on these calls. What's the best for you?
So Kim, will you go through the 3 Ps with them for
Yeah.
now? And then, okay.
Yeah, we'll go through the 3 Ps, but I want you guys to tell me what is best. So then I know when I do Q&As, what's going to be the easiest for me. Okay, so in the chat, and then I can say the chat. Okay. All right, so you've heard me talk about the 3 Ps, and I'm also going to start integrating, okay, to look back, perfect. Integrating back in what the 3 Ts are as well. So these type of things assist you when you're going through the struggle that you're going to go through a little bit mentally while you're doing a cleanse. So the first thing is the 3 Ps, peeing, pooping, and perspiring. You want to make sure that you're pooping at least once a day. And if not, then you want to pause and the binders. So you want to make sure that if you are not pooping, that you at least stop binding. Even though you're still taking the tinctures, you want to pause that nighttime bind. Peeing, making sure you're hydrated and making sure that you're peeing, a couple of times a day. I mean, I would say every hour, but that's not realistic for everyone. And then perspiring, not like you're just all of a sudden sweaty, but when you're actively working out or you're actively in a sauna, that you at least are starting to sweat. I am not a big person that sweats. and I have worked on that pathway for years now. One of the things that helped me was using castor oil and red light. It opened up my lymphatic system more. So I really do suggest getting castor oil and red light. It's a cheat code. It will allow you to kind of go in and break down any sort of issues that you might be having with your lymphatic. The biggest one is in the neck. So I do a lot of castor oil on my neck with red light and then my abdomen. So if you're not pooping, then you can use castor oil on your abdomen and you can use the red light. A lot of people use castor oil packs, and that's fabulous. But an additional biohack is that you do the castor oil with the red light because it pushes the castor oil deeper into your lymphatic system. So the 3 Ps are of importance because that's how your pathway is going to open up. Another way, if you're not pooping, is you can do cream of tartar. I don't know if you guys have ever seen my videos talking about cream of tartar. It is actually potassium. It's a cheap version of potassium. So I recommend doing coconut water with some Baja sea salt, maybe just a couple pinches, and then like 1 to 2 teaspoons, 1 to 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar, and shoot that. It's an adrenal fatigue cocktail, so it'll help boost your adrenals as well as a stool softener. So if you're having a hard time going poop, cream of tartar is going to be your best friend with that. That is the biggest concern when you're taking a binder as well, making sure you are pooping. So you want to make sure that you continuously keep pooping. And the 3 T's, I've just learned this and I'm kind of excited to continue to implement this in my life. The 3 T's are trauma, toxins, and thought. And when you are working on a cleanse, you really need to focus on what toxins are we removing, what thoughts do we have within ourselves, and what trauma are we trying to work through mainly from our thoughts. So when you're pushing the 3 Ps, the 3 Ts can affect those 3 Ps. So you might want to take a step back because parasites and environmental toxin hold thoughts. They hold the trauma and they're holding toxins, and we're trying to release those out of our system. We're so bombarded. Our toxin bucket is so overflowing. And so we just want to do one step at a time. We want to make sure that we're getting them all out by peeing and pooping and sweating. One very underutilized modality is cold. A lot of people don't like cold, but I personally love cold. I find that cryo and cold plunging and cold showers have changed my health in a dramatic way. When you are feeling like you're going through a die-off, you can actually go in for up to 3 minutes into a cold shower, and it will change your thought process of the die-off. So if you have availability to go and do a cryo, which is a 3-minute, you stand in this very, very cold machine that has for 3 minutes. If not, you can do a cold plunge in your bathtub, or you can take a cold shower. So I really recommend over these next 6 weeks, if you don't already, but implement that into your life, and you will see a huge shift in your health. Inflammation will go down. Another way that you can get your 3 Ps going is with Sustain. So Sustain is 2 times a day on instructions, but you can actually take it 3 times a day if you're having a lot of die-offs. The reason why I put 2 times a day on this kit is because it has Oregon grapefruit, and it can push you into it too fast, die-offs too fast. So I have you kind of ease into taking Sustain twice a day. But if you're feeling like it's too much, then it's already too much. Take that Sustain 3 times a day. That will increase it. All right. So you guys have you started Gutty today or not? Is today the Gutty start? So you started it already. What'd you think? Was it tough? It's the texture, right? You liked it? Did anyone have a hard time getting it down before the chia seeds? You did? Okay, Sarah. So my biggest suggestion is split your packet of the dry in half, do 2. I think we've done this in the email. I can't remember. You do half the packet first, fill that with your cup of water, do the half of the lime and shoot it, and then dump the other half the packet and do the same thing, because the chia seeds won't set up as fast. And you're not trying to shoot two cups of water in like seconds, right? Because you have about 60 seconds to take that thing, and then the chia seeds start to gel it up. So, how did you guys all feel after this? Was
Could I-
it,
Could I ask
Yeah.
a question about the
Sure thing.
cheese?
yeah,
I can.
yeah.
Um, are they, is the reason for them, is that to help build like space so that things are kind of full and that the charcoal and things can bind? Or is there other reasons for the chia seed to be in there?
Well, chia seeds have nutrients, and when you add them to psyllium husk, they go in like a pressure washer. They're
Ah.
going in and they're like pulling all of the elements out. They are a charge, so like your clay and your charcoal are a negative charge, and they're refilling up with the nutrients. Chia seeds are really dense in nutrients, and then you got your psyllium husk with the fiber, and so it's kind of going in there acting literally like a wash machine.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah, and then you're welcome. And then charcoal and clay are a negative charged herb, and toxins are a positively charged herb. So when they're coming in and pulling that mucoid plaque out, it's like absorbing the oils. You know, we eat a lot of oils, and so it's absorbing those and then pulling it out almost in like one long unit. That's mucoid plaque. And whatever is in that mucoid plaque is coming out with it.
I just did a bunch of Zen cleanses before this.
Oh, did you use chia seeds in the Zen cleansing?
No, their fiber is all these fruit fibers that they,
Uh-huh.
their packets that you just, and then they mix that with their 3-year enzymes. But that experience of long impacted things eventually started to do its thing. It's really,
Yeah.
it's really quite something to actually see. And like you said, these longer, more taut strands of whatever it is, but that feels old. That feels like it's like been
It is.
kicking in there and hanging out. And the
It
stuff
is.
in and then, yeah.
Did you like it? Did you like the Zen one that you did?
I overdid it and tried to just
Okay.
keep going till I thought nothing else would come out. But overall, absolutely.
Nice.
And then that sense, it didn't kick in until a little bit later,
Yep.
but that deep sense of abiding okayness, it bloomed for a bit. It's like
Mhm.
the absence of negativity, you
Yeah.
know, like really deep, almost like a bloom of, like a spark of deep okayness. I definitely sensed that, and then really felt like continuing to pursue that would be well worth it.
You're gonna love Gutty.
Cool.
Because it exactly what you're saying. We have like a mile of like intestines and colon, and where do you think all that goes? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just all kind of reabsorbing back into our bodies. So Gutty makes you feel lighter, and you don't have to just do Gutty with the cleanse. You literally can do Gutty once a month if you want. You can do it twice a month. If it makes you feel good, it's not just a structure of 3 days, once a month, right before a cleanse. You can do it. Some people do it often because they have so much plaque built up in their colon. We talk about plaque built up in our arteries, but this is the same concept. It's just on the other end of our bodies. And that's our exit end. So what you're saying is there's heaviness and there's oils and there's gunk, and there is like it's literally sitting there and then reabsorbing back into our bodies, causing us to continuously be sick because there's no way to flush it out. There's no way to pull it out. Now you could do coffee enemas and colonics, but it's not nearly as deep as it is when it's running around. I mean, if you look at how your intestines and your colon and your small intestines and your large, they're all like, well, when you have a backup and it's going the opposite way, literally poop and toxins are backing up the opposite way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What
So,
one thing that got finally clear for me around
Mhm.
diet and all these different things we do was I was like, we have a very, what I called, we have a goopy, sticky
Yeah.
diet. And, all the guar gums and all the stuff, and the processed wheat and stuff. It's just very like sticky and goopy.
Yes.
That's one of the things I figured out from it.
That's true. We do. We have a lot of gums. We have a lot of sticky diet.
Mm.
And so it is good to get in there literally like a pressure washer. I mean, it really is the best way I can describe how Gutty goes in and does it. And it's acting days after you take it because binders are still activated even after you take them. And so that's why I say the 4 days, because you're already going through a little bit of a mini cleanse and then you should wait because sometimes it doesn't actually go in and activate for a couple of days after you take it.
Uh,
Because you guys, we have so much crap in our bodies, like literally, there's so much.
And the
So,
less food that's in there, the more it's allowed
yes.
to pressure clean.
Exactly, exactly. And the cleaner your colon is, the less places they have for them to hide. And this is your exit, right? So, like everything, and I don't know if a lot of people know about anatomy and physiology. Your pee is a runoff of your blood, and your poop is a runoff from your food, right? So, it all compiles together and then it exits that way. Well, if they have a place that they can go because your colon is supposed to be smooth, and that's what Gutty's helping it do is smooth it out. If they have one place to hide, they're going to hide and they're going to multiply. So we're trying to get in there and smooth that back out so that they just slide on out. So they're not like scared and reproducing on the way out, grabbing onto the sticky gums that we eat every day. We do eat a lot of, it was crazy. I was eating this ice cream the other day and I was looking at it and it's an avocado based ice cream and I looked and it said gum and I'm like, God, like, is there just nothing good out here that's just literally ingredients? You know what I mean? So that's really a good thought. Thank you for saying that. I didn't even think about it. Okay, so we want to go. I suffer from constipation. I appreciate your talk on that. That was awesome. I don't go if I take anything to help. What is the best thing to do? Can I still, yeah, you guys still continue to use, she's saying mag, Sylvia's saying mag 07, for example. Absolutely. I don't want you to change from anything that is assisting you to go to the bathroom until you start to get regular. Some people get regular right away on the Parify kit, some don't. Some get constipated, and that is a die off. They're causing some swelling inside of your colon because it's inflamed and they don't want to leave, so they're causing that to happen. I'm a constipated side person, so I understand that constipation side. And if you do get constipated on the Cinnabon, please let us know in the chat because I can give you other options not to take our Cinnabon as well. I really do like Cellcore's biotoxin, even though it has citric acid in it. It can be taken with anything. So I do give suggestions outside of Rogers Hood. I want you guys to have a good cleanse. I don't care what products you're using other than mine. And then we can kind of go outside of that because this is something that I also fight with all the time. I'm very regular now. I've worked very hard on being regular though, you guys. So that's what started this whole journey. I was constipated for 30 days and didn't go to the bathroom. It's a really long time to not go to the bathroom. It was very uncomfortable. It was very, very uncomfortable. I know, Carl. Yeah, yeah. Like my doctors just said, go get some psyllium husk. I'm like, really? That's it? That's all you want me to do? Seriously. So no, it's not too late to go do Gutty at night, but it is suggested to do Gutty in the mornings. Specifically because, it's a process and some people have done it at night and never had any problems. So if you haven't done it today, then you definitely can look at doing it this evening. But Has anyone had any movement or weirdness yet on their gutty? Sarah. I'm excited for you, Sarah.
I'm sorry, I'm just like nodding at everything you say, but no, all the fiber from the chia seeds like really got things going today.
Good. Good. I love it. I love it. And that's the whole point, right? We're trying to get these things to exit out, and it'll just really make your cleanse so much better. Gustavo, you don't have to buy Gutty from us in bulk. We'll send you, Carly, if you want to send Gustavo, we will give you the recipe all the way down to how much you put in each one of those so you can make it yourself. Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of one of those things. Yeah, Kathy, I got the recipe from someone. I created this, and I won't gatekeep it. So you want the recipe as well? Okay. We've got like I think Carly, we have a graphic that has it. Yeah, I think. So we could
I'm
put
gonna
it
put
in
it in the chat real quick.
the
It's
chat.
yeah, I have it saved on my desktop.
Yeah, it's a good one, man. It's a good one. I find that this one, when you're doing it a couple of times a month, is super helpful, especially if you have ropeworms. So ropeworms is something that they don't believe out there in Western medicine is a real thing. But if you have a ropeworm, Gutty's going to be your best friend. It's going to be something that you want to do a couple of times a month. It responds the best with ropeworms. Does anyone know what a ropeworm is or doesn't know what a ropeworm is? And ropeworms can reproduce themselves with no sexual organs. It's just, it'll break off and reproduce. And so Gutty goes in and allows that, or stops that from happening. It doesn't allow it to happen. Can you overdo Gutty? I mean, I think, if you do it 3 to 5 times in a month, or three to 5 days in a month, twice a month, I think is a good like point of doing it with mucoid plaque. I don't really know anyone that would drink it every day, but some people do drink those type of things every day. So I just think being conscientious about not overdoing anything. So let's see. Okay. Will everyone see something taking from Gutty? No. And have you guys watched my video about the pineapple juice? The last bug out we did, my pineapple juice video was going pretty viral. The thing is that sometimes there's specific parasites you'll never see because parasites are microscopic and nematodes are physical worms. So not everyone is going to see a physical worm. Not everyone has a physical worm. And the way your body breaks things up, which I didn't realize this about pineapple, is that it can obliterate it and you'll never see anything. And if you're not a digger, say you're a looker or a flusher, you're definitely not always going to see something. But like diggers that go in there and dig, man, they make my job so great because they're literally pulling stuff out and showing us and sending us the pictures. So if you are questioning what could be coming out of you, we do have like a 600-page ebook that's free that we can send you. That one especially is pretty, we get them all day long. We get pictures. Send pictures to me. I love it. And I can identify some of the things that are in there. I've identified most of the stuff that comes across my desk. But anyway, you're not always going to see something. I saw stuff at the beginning of my cleanses, but I didn't see stuff, and I'm not a digger. So even if it was in there, I would not have seen it. And I had a really hard time with a parasite, which is microscopic. I had Cryptosporidium parvium. That's a microscopic parasite. So, all right. Do we wait 2 hours? Yeah, I would definitely wait the 2 hours after Gutty to eat, or at least an hour, just so you know Gutty is a binder. And so it has clay and charcoal. So you follow it 2-hour rule. Do you guys know what the 2-hour rule is? The 2-hour rule is where you take anything before you do the binder and you have to wait 2 hours, then you bind and then you wait 2 hours again. With charcoal and clay, that's the rules. With things like fulvic and other type of binders, they don't have the same rules. It's just you can take it whenever. But with charcoal and clay, you have to wait the 2-hour rule. 2 hours before and 2 hours after. Robin, the reason why you wait the 4 days after Gutty is, one, because it's still really working after a few days, and it is a cleanse and it can cause die-offs. And so you don't want to overdo it with your body. And around the 4th day, the cleanse has really gotten in there and done everything it needs to as the colon cleanse. And then it just makes your Purify kit a lot better because you're not suffering from major die-offs with the gutty. And then you're going straight into the Purify kit with die-offs with that too. So you're really giving yourself kind of a little bit of a break in between. And if you do, you can even break even longer and you haven't just introduced another anti-parasitic into your body. You're giving your body a little bit of rest, but not enough that it's like, okay, but just enough that it's like, all right, let's go. You know what I mean? We have had a lot of people do gutty and they've had some die-offs and it's been rough and they've had to break before starting the Purify kit. Always listen to your body. That is the most important thing. If you're on day 5 and you're like, I'm just not ready for it yet, that's okay. Take a break. You know what I mean? Just let us know and we can definitely say, okay, this is when you should start it then. That one mucoid, which one? I mean, have you seen the one that comes out and it's like so rubbery? They're like pulling it out of the toilet and it's like, I'll find the guy that introduced me to the mucoid plaque cleanse because I never knew that was a thing. I never knew it was. Western medicine, they don't think that this is a real thing, you know. It's gross. Yeah, that one. Oh, it's so gross, man. So gross. So I don't have any alkaline. I could buy it. Okay, if you don't have any alkaline water, the biggest thing is you want to try and make your water as alkaline as possible. Add a little baking soda in there. Go and buy some. As much as I don't like Essentia, you know, it's really difficult out there in life for the filtered water situation that we have going on. So I know you can buy a lot from like those RO and then add a little baking soda. If you have to buy something, distilled water is going to be your best because of the way that it's filtered. And also if you go to the grocery store, they have those RO machines. That's going to be a good option for you as well. And then add a little baking soda into there to make it more alkaline. The reason why we make it alkaline is because they don't like alkaline environments. They like acidic environments. So we're trying to make our bodies as alkaline as possible while we're going through this cleanse. Just a tiny bit of baking soda works. Thank you. What is the best way to catch poop to look through it? A colander, like a colander. Yeah, I have not had time to make a digging kit, but here is what you need if you want to be a digger. You need to get some throwaway chopsticks. You need to get some gloves. I always joke, you probably should get one of those shields. I'm just kidding. Get yourself a colander. Like if you go to somewhere like CVS or Walgreens, they have this section that's the durable medical equipment section and ask them for an ass hat. Literally, that's what we call it in the field. It's a hat that you put in your toilet seat. You set the toilet seat over, it holds it, but it looks like a hat. They probably know what you're saying when you come in for an ass hat. You can poke some holes in that. That's an option. You can put the colander in that. But I can reach out to some people that are diggers and see what else they use. But the colander, the ass hat, the chopsticks, the gloves, a shield, and masks. Yeah. Okay. It's a thing, man.
Any last questions for Kim before we wrap up, you guys?
Have you seen those sprayers that use the cloth diapers? It installs on the toilet seat and you can spray water. No. Have well water and distilled water. So yeah, we want to keep it alkaline. Yeah. Just flush it. You're a flusher. Yeah. You're not even a looker. You're just a flusher. iPad. There's no name. iPad. You're like out. Okay. I thought I read something about probiotic currently taking seed. Should this be taken on an empty stomach before gutting? I took it. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's all right if you took a probiotic and then you did it. It's hard. It's hard. Yeah. Okay. I saw something on Facebook that someone said filter shower, but I don't want to clog my shower. I don't know. How cold a shower must be. As cold as you can, just to get your lymphatic system moving. That's it.
All right, any final questions? Awesome. Thank you, Kim. Brianna said, thank you so much, Kim and Melanie. All right, you guys, before we close out, thank you so much, Kim. You're the best. Kim will be here to give you all of the info throughout this entire time. She's clearly the worm queen. The worm queen for a reason. So don't hesitate to drop your questions in the Signal chat. If you guys are not in the Signal chat, make sure that you get in there. There's a link to the Signal chat in your email. Also, Carly, if somehow, some way you can possibly drop that in the chat here. That is our community hub. We're always in there. If you're not in there yet, we're always in there. Questions, anything that comes up for you, that's going to be the quickest way to get daily support is being in the Signal chat. And again, the Facebook group really is where you can share all of your photos and things like that. Is there any way to use Signal on a computer without a cell phone app? I believe so. I believe you can use Signal on the computer as well.
You can.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. You can actually use the computer and your cell phone. It'll track it back and forth so you don't miss anything. I have it on all my devices. It's how we run our business at Rogers Hood.
Beautiful. All right, you guys. So for the week, obviously after today, you've got 2 more days of Gutty. I think someone in here said they hadn't taken Gutty yet. So go ahead and take that tonight. Taking the Gutty for 3 days, and we're off for the next 4. This week, the goal really is to set yourself up for success. We are in cleanse mode, baby. It's time to find your flow. Each and every one of you have a very different lifestyle. Some of you have children, some of you have full 9 to 5s. Everybody's daily life looks different. So you are really going to have to take into consideration the details of your days so that you can really set yourself up and plan accordingly. This week, definitely in your planner, there will always be a prioritize and focus box. This week, the prioritize and focus box says your 3-day Gutty protocol, the 3 P's, peeing, pooping, perspiring, making sure that those detox pathways are wide open. Again, that will absolutely support you in lessening the die-off symptoms as much as possible, as long as you're staying really consistent with that. You'll want to make sure you're meal planning and prepping. The Rogers Hood does have a cookbook to support you throughout the cleanse, so definitely get that. Carly has dropped that in the chat. We'll have her drop that in the chat again as well. And if for some reason you're not in the chat yet, the cookbook is also, oh, she just dropped it in this chat. The cookbook is also free on rogershood.com. And then last but certainly not least, hydration. Making sure that you are drinking plenty of water, making sure that you're having your minerals in your water if possible, electrolytes, doing your best to get sunshine, movement, and hydration. Peeing, pooping, and perspiring, sunshine, movement, and hydration are going to be some of your best friends, some of your greatest allies throughout this process. Again, this is about progress, you guys. It is not about perfection. The one thing that we do not want you to do throughout this process is overly stress yourself out trying to be perfect. We've got 6 weeks to fine tune this process. This is barely week 1, pre-cleanse week 1. So this is the time to really start dialing in the details of your days to set yourself up for success next week. Because on Monday, we will start taking the tinctures. We will be taking those 3 times a day. You can take them twice a day by pulse dosing. You can do 2 of your servings at once if you need to. But again, look at your daily life, what your schedule is, and what's going to be the easiest for you to make sure that you're getting your tinctures, all of your tinctures in, and that you're getting them in on time. Kim always says that making sure the herbs are in your body is most important than anything. So if for some reason you're absolutely not perfect, it's fine. At least you're getting the herbs in your system, and that is the most important thing. So again, utilize your planner. I usually recommend doing your symptoms at the beginning of the week and then doing your weekly reflection at the end of the week. Sundays, right before our call, is a really good day to do your reflection sheet in the planner and then symptoms at the beginning of the week, especially now, just kind of like putting down a starting point of where you're at right now. And then next week, if for some reason there's headache or some reason there's, you know, gut issues, or even sometimes if the symptoms are positive symptoms, better sleep, better energy, skin's clearing up, just making sure that you're writing all of those things in here so that you can track the entire process. We are here for you guys. You are so not alone throughout this. Me, Kim, Carly, Erica, Jermaine. We've got a lot of people on here for who are from. Actually, will you guys drop in the chat if you are from the Rogers Hood team? Just say hello to everybody. Kim, if you want to do a quick introduction of the team, you know who's here. Awesome.
Yeah, we all kind of came in a little late. We just got off a meeting before this call. So we've got Jermaine. He is part of the management team that's on Rogers Hood. He does social media. We have Erica, who is the other half of Rogers Hood. She runs our production facility. Jessica runs our production facility. Erica's the other half of Rogers Hood. Who else is in here? Who am I missing? Usually Sam Bruno is in here. So, and then sometimes, I don't think Jessica's in here, but we've got quite a few people in here from our team. So we're here to support you guys. We've been doing this for years. This is our mission. This is the movement. So we're all here and we appreciate our Rogers Hood team. Carly's in here. She's our affiliates and our bug out gal. So.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. Again, we're on this ride for the next 6 weeks together. Utilize us, utilize your allies as much as possible. If you have any questions, drop them in the Signal chat. Reminder to take your before photos. Feel free to share those in the Facebook group, and we will see you guys next Monday. Also, you guys will be receiving your replay. We'll drop it in the Signal chat, and then you'll also receive that in an email too, okay?
Could I just mention real quick that you I just want to compliment you both. You're, to me, you're both really good representatives for this. For me, looking at both of you and listening to both of you, I feel a lot of confidence, and I think you guys both exude, you exude energy that would make. I just think you represent the process that you guys have gone through really well. I just wanted to compliment you both.
Oh,
Well,
thank you,
thanks.
Marcelo.
Hey.
We're passionate about this. We love this. This is why we teamed up to bring this to life. Kim has had this vision for a while. We met, we joined forces, and I was really, really happy to help facilitate this experience. So thank you so much for that. We're really excited to be on this journey with you guys. It means everything to us. It is our lifestyle. Kim obviously created this entire company. My life was deeply, deeply impacted by doing this cleanse myself. So I'm excited for all of you guys. It's going to be an incredible journey.
Yeah, I'm glad you're all here.
We'll see you guys next week. Thank you. Bye, everyone. You got this. You can do this. Don't give up. We're just getting started.